Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gentleman's Club podcast. I am your host for today, King from King's Nerd Cave, and today I am joined by the sexy Kieron Games X105 and the salivating Salmon. Sadly,
I thought it was a podcast, not a porno.
I will get into that later about where this podcast is going to go. It's going to run deep. And so, okay, that's enough of the voice for right now. Podcast, just us three, no 51. He's moving and getting paid and getting tattoos and living life somehow still.
Yeah.
But we have the golden boy of this brand group. Kieron is here to tell you his life story. And I'm just going to keep talking and keep interrupting these two and prevent them from saying anything for a good, 15 minutes, because we need to get this bitch to an hour.
Somehow, we're going to get this bitch to an hour.
Yeah.
You got to continue to interrupt us. It's just like a normal recording.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not. I never interrupt you. 50 interrupts us. I never interrupt you. I'll go so you know I have something to say, but I won't cut you off. Jeez.
Wow. Lying on the podcast.
Okay, Kieron, so that you said enough. Anyways, about me. All right, good. Yeah, we gotta extend this. So if I interrupt you, it's because we need more time. So
it's all good.
Okay, so as we were saying, Kieron here. I'm gonna stop. Kieron, just tell me your life story, please.
Oh, you want to know my life? Oh, wow. All right, this is very, very professional.
Yes. Please tell us everything from blood type to social security number and all the juicy stuff in between.
All right, so my blood type is currently Red Bull. I'm high as on sugar right now. I currently have a problem.
It's fair.
All right, so, well, whereabouts do you want me to start, first of all? Because, just saying, tell us some shit is very vague, man.
Fair enough. All right, from the dawn of time, Kieron...
From the dawn of time.
Well, not from the dawn of time. Just tell us, when you started to get into YouTube and what made you want to make videos and why you like to game. Tell us about that.
All right, so I'm going to break this down bit by bit, right? I'm going to start off with the gaming one. Because the gaming one will then... Yeah, because that'll then add into the other stuff later.
All right.
All right. So, it was around about 2005. I was 6 years old, a little of a kid. Hated by everyone, loved by most, hated by more. It was beautiful. And then my older brother, my older half brother, he was staying with us for the time being whilst he was in the process of moving. Okay. And during that process, he had a PlayStation 1. And my first experience with gaming as a whole was actually Mortal Kombat 3 at the age of 6.
Oh my gosh. That's so brutal.
Great input for a 6-year-old.
And I was no good at it. I used to just jump back and forth across the screen because I used to love how the characters looked when they were jumping around. They used to look so fucking goofy, and I used to love that. So playing Mortal Kombat at such an early age and seeing these characters bouncing up and down, and then seeing the scenes as a whole, and then trying to scream at my TV, telling the NPC to not fight me because I'm looking at the screen. It was quite something, and that was probably my first gaming memory. And it wasn't until my mum got us a PlayStation 2, and I was about 7, 8 maybe at the time, and while my mum was making dinner and my dad was at work, I ended up sitting down and playing San Andreas.
Ooh.
And I loved just driving. Driving cars and shit was honestly the best fucking feeling. And I didn't do any missions. I couldn't understand a word of what they were saying. It was four African-American protagonists screaming at each other about following the damn train, CJ, and I was like, car.
Car. Vroom, vroom.
And it was honestly the stupidity of it that really hooked me, because it wasn't stupidity in the same kind of sense that Saints Row is, where it's trying its hardest to be funny, but it was more stupid in the sense I would ride around on a push bike, get knocked over by a fire truck, and if somehow my character would fucking ragdoll halfway across the map, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it would be the funniest shit to me. It was brilliant.
Right.
But it wasn't until I hit 13 that I actually got my own console for the first time that I didn't have to share with family. And it was then when my love for gaming really, really began to kick off, because my mum growing up was a bit of a gamer.
Oh.
Well, I say growing up, like, raising me was a bit of a gamer because she was spending a lot more time at home kind of thing.
Gamer grill?
Yes, gamer girl.
Ooh.
And because she was staying at home a lot more, she was playing stuff like Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, back when it first came out, which was quite brilliant, and we were both pretty into that. But then when I got the Xbox 360 for the first time for my birthday, alongside it I got, I think it was Black Ops 2 and Devil May Cry 4. Nice. And I spent fucking ages. I didn't have online at the time, so I was religiously playing Devil May Cry, and because we still had consoles lying around, I'd be playing stuff like, the older ones, or, here and there, I'd pick up my DS and play some Pokemon, which, if you can't fucking, enjoy something like that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because, I get that Pokemon won't appeal to a lot of people. Well, I say a lot of people. It's fucking one of the most recognized brands worldwide. If you don't know who the fuck Pikachu is, what kind of rock you living under?
You don't know what the name Pokemon. Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, so all of that kind of stuff, like Devil May Cry, Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto, was all a very big part of my growing up, because these games not only gave me something to kind of shut off and do due to my underlying conditions, but they also gave me a kind of an escape from everything, because, as I mentioned beforehand, my conditions, I suffer with conditions, small traces of stuff like Asperger's, autism, stuff like asthma, and due to these due to the Asperger's and the autism, being inside rather active, crowded situations, school and such, I would get a bit emotionally overwhelmed due to it. So having something I could just kind of retreat from and play with was honestly fucking amazing. I didn't have to worry about fitting in, playing football or anything like that. I had Pikachu and I had my fucking Bulbasaur, and that's all that fucking mattered. Okay, that was the shit. That's all I wanted, man.
I just want Pikachu inside
rat
me.
electrocutes other rats.
Yes, rat stun.
Rat stun. That's just fucking...
I hooked up a battery cable to my pet rat, and it was not a Pikachu. It used self-destruct instead.
I put a taser on my rat, but it won't go anywhere. It keeps chasing me.
It just used play dead, and I don't know what that maneuver does.
And then, you got the whole fucking, as you asked earlier, what got me into the whole YouTube scene in the first place. As you guys discussed last week, a lot of it came from inspiration from guys like Vanos Gaming and Iron Wildcat and all that lot.
You actually watch that shit? Huh.
I was halfway through secondary school, which would be about the junior year of high school for the Americans. So about 14, 15-ish. Actually, it might have been earlier than that shit.
Then you're talking middle school.
Yeah, I'm talking I was 13 at the time when I started watching them.
Okay.
And when I was watching these videos, I used to I used to look up to these guys a huge amount.
Right. They're idols.
Oh yeah, I would definitely put them up there as some of my most influential characters in my life.
Sign my boobs.
But it wasn't until GTA 5 and Black Ops 2 really popped up that I began to really appreciate the content. because like I was watching their old skit stuff, like fucking like when H2O Delirious uploaded a video on Modern Warfare 3 of them redoing the skit of Who's on First, but it was called Who's Got the Bomb.
Oh,
like stuff like that I used to love, but it never really inspired me. It wasn't until the GTA 5 funny moments and the ninja defusing in Black Ops 2 that I really began to be like, wow.
Oh yeah.
This is hilarious. I like this. They're just annoying people, and that's my thing.
That's how I get my joy in life.
Oh yeah, like you have no idea. I will go into gunfight on COD, and I will just tell people they're bad even if they win.
Kieron's a bully, uwu.
And it was watching these videos and having the same kind of experiences in my own games with my friends at the time that I began to realize just how much I liked the concept of having a good time, editing it, and then letting people see it. Because anyone who knows me from any of my platforms or anything that I do,
Doo-doo.
I fucking childish.
I had to.
So yeah, anyone who knows me or anything about me, you'll know that I am into voice acting. But it wasn't always voice acting that I wanted to do. I originally wanted to get into theatre or, acting in movies. So from a very early age, I was wanting to entertain as many people as I could because I wanted to be appreciated and noticed. But then when it got to making content and seeing what these guys were doing, I was like, wow, I don't need to try so hard, but I can still have a good time and entertain people. I want to help make people feel as good as these guys made me feel.
Good.
And it wasn't until 2017 that I made my first video. Well, I say my first video. That was my first actual
official video.
Like where you tried.
Yeah. I wouldn't say the first video where I tried. It was the first video under with a capture card, because originally like there was a whole series that I had before I got my first capture card on my first laptop, where I just compiled a bunch of clips of me absolutely dominating on GTA, used the in-console Xbox editor to put the clips together, and I started I didn't talk in any of these, but I made a series called Kieron versus the World, where I would hop in GTA lobbies and I would just fucking decimate players. Like there wasn't a single person who stood a freaking chance against me, and it was brilliant. Like if there was a clip in there, there was a clip I recorded that I was happy with, it would go in there. So you'd have stuff of me like standing on top of Maze Bank in GTA. Someone would drive past, and due to how distancing and the physics work in the game, if someone drives past an object but it's out of like how's the best way to word this, when you're within a certain range on GTA, objects will technically unload themselves to like save space. So then like they'll still appear visually, but then they'll take out any of the like actual dimensions of it, like the kind of physical properties of it, to then save up, because that's still memory that's being used if it is part of the physical world, if that makes sense. So if you stood on top of Maze Bank and you were looking towards Grove Street, even if there was a few houses in the way, you could technically snipe through them because of the fact that the game's unloading them.
Oh, they're there, but they're not really there.
So I was able to snipe through fucking buildings and shit and kill people, and I would then upload that and be like, "Yep, I'm just good."
Your game's broken.
Yeah, look at me,
I'm
skilled. I'm so skilled at this game, guys.
Yeah, I'm so good at this game, man. I'm just shooting through buildings. These days it would be considered cheating, but back in the day,
At the end of the day, you're just manipulating the game to your advantage.
Exactly. And it wasn't until it was like when I uploaded my first video that I kind of realized like the challenge of making content, because at the time I was wanting to make content that I not only enjoyed, but stuff that people would also enjoy as well. And at the time, Skyrim Special Edition had just come out on Xbox One.
Ooh.
So my first two videos were on Skyrim, using mods.
Oh, I remember that.
Both of them are unlisted now, but both of them are so fucking bad. Like, we're talking, the microphone that I was using at the time had a consistent buzzing to it.
Ew.
So, like, you know, when I was
I
talking,
remember
you could
those
hit,
mics, man. Oh my god.
so when I was talking, you could just hear.
Oh no, it's like when I'm 12. It's like I'm 12 again.
And then, because it was a shitty mic and I understood the problem, I was like, well, I want to upgrade eventually. But I couldn't upgrade until I got my first, let's go with my third job.
Oh.
We'll get into that later.
Damn, man's out here grinding and getting fired.
I can barely work one job.
So, like, you know, it progressed. I uploaded a few Call of Duty videos, a few GTA videos, all of them a bit shit and whatnot in varying quality. And then I uploaded a few Ninja Diffusing montages, and that's what got me to my first 100 subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Because at the time, Black Ops 2 had been made backwards compatible on the Xbox One. So you could play the 360 version of Black Ops on the Xbox One, and all the servers were working still. So suddenly you had Black Ops 2 with a massive spike of players who weren't hacking and just wanted to play the game for nostalgia's sake. And then you had me and my friends going around ninja diffusing and pissing people off. It was beautiful. We're talking, we did all the old shenanigans. Like, you know, back in the day, you'd have Vanos Gaming and such trapping people in corners of riot shields. We fucking did that. We was ninja diffusing. We were throwing stun grenades. We were trying to get as many stupid kills as we could.
The good old days.
Oh yeah, all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until it was towards the end of the Black Ops 2 era for me, in terms of my own content, that I began to realize just how samey everything was. Because, like, you know, if you looked at my old content, apart from a video here and there that would be very badly subtitled, it was all basically just the same. Very minimalistic effort, few cut clips, some music, and the occasional sound effect, and that was it.
And look at you now.
And now look at me, like, fucking, like,
Yeah, exactly.
compare that to, like,
Master editor.
like, the thing is, I didn't pick up the editing style that I have now until Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer came out. But even then, I was still getting to grips with what I wanted. So I was tracking fine. Like, well, I say tracking fine. I had to do it all by eye.
Right.
Because I was using Sony Vegas at the time.
Oof! Don't speak this cursed name.
Hey, don't
I
crap
know,
on my. That was my original software.
So I had to, like, you know, I had to do everything by eye. Like, you know, there was no guides or anything that I could use to then, like, make it a bit easier on myself. But somehow I made it work. When you compare that kind of stuff to what I'm doing now, and it suddenly went from, that's okay tracking, to, how have you managed to track that many people in one fucking segment with the same amount of, like, dialogue and effort that you'd put into anything else? It's like, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm just good.
But, like, you know, like, I fucking sidetracked a lot there, but the whole point of this was, like, you know, what got me into it, and it's all down to wanting to entertain people. I don't want to, you know, make this a depressing episode like last week, but I've been through some shit, and the whole point of me wanting to entertain is to make sure people don't feel the way I did. I want to make sure that people stay as far away from that as I can, whilst making sure to entertain them and keep their mind off it for the time being, whether it's for a minute or a whole 10 minutes. That period of time where their mind's distracted and they're happy, that's all that matters.
Right.
I'm a good boy.
Very good boy.
Yeah,
Smile.
I know you
People
don't like
happy,
to
you know?
talk about your harsher past much, so, but if you ever needed to let it out, we're here for you. Well, yeah, I'm trying to be sincere here, okay?
Okay. You're trying to be sincere. I got you, man. I will always tell you if I need your help.
Okay, good. Is that...
Actually...
go ahead.
No.
Here's a question for you guys, actually, because you we didn't actually discuss, like, you guys didn't actually discuss anything like this last week. It went from, like, you know, introducing yourselves to then talking about dumb shit and then rambling.
Right.
True.
But what inspired your editing styles?
Meme.
Meme?
One word, a
that's-
meme.
That's quite simple, actually. I like
Or
it.
meme and retarded. Like meme, but then like, you know, those square brackets, retarded.
I like it. So it's just like a meme template, but underneath in like the black text, just retarded.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your answer, Salmon? You're sticking to that?
Yep.
I fuck with it. How about you, King? What inspired yours?
Oh, fuck. I guess it was. I'd like to think I get inspired from a lot of different avenues, and it was a lot of what I was watching from the various YouTubers that I was into. I watched a bunch of different guys just to see what they do, even. And
Yeah.
like, I know you do too. I love Soviet Womble, and just, he doesn't even edit that hard. He's just really good at tracking words and like putting the text in like weird places to make it look awesome. And so like, I also tested things. Like, I don't really do a lot of tracking. Once in a while when I can make it look really good, but I don't do it a lot. I tried it for a while and it's like, not really my thing. So I saw that. I'd see how guys would use text, how they would use memes. And so it was just kind of, I never wanted to copy someone's style to a T. So it's kind of just things that I like. So like memes and jokes and music and sound effects that I like. And I try and incorporate them using various techniques I've seen from other guys, and just to kind of create my own sort of unique style that keeps me separate from everyone and yet is still like relevant. So
Yeah.
That makes sense.
See, like,
Good answer.
that is a very good answer. I like that.
Thank
like,
you.
as you mentioned about like, our mutual respect and enjoyment of Soviet Womble, like anyone who, like you guys could probably tell, in terms of my subtitling, I blatantly ripped the guy off.
Yes, you use his
Like-
exact font. I've seen it.
Like, I use his exact font. I've taken notes of all of his methods and how he does stuff.
Damn.
A lot of people will do the common thing of like, if they do subtitles, they will plaster it in different colors just so everyone knows who's talking.
Me.
And while that is good, in my opinion, like, a good way to go about it is to just treat them quite simply like subtitles. Like in a movie, if you're watching a movie, you wouldn't see like, the subtitles at the bottom of the screen go from white with a black background because he's the main character, suddenly white with a pink background just because the girl's talking.
Hey, pink's a man's color.
So instead of having it change colors depending on who's talking, I have it changed colors depending on the subject matter. For example, white dialogue being, regular talking, us talking to each other, like, if I was to tell King to fuck off and he told me to fuck off, I'd have two different fuck offs appearing up on screen.
Hey, Kieron.
Yes.
Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Aw, thanks, boo. All right, you were saying.
But then, if I was to highlight a point of interest, like an item or a key word in a phrase, I would suddenly change that white bit of text to yellow, because yellow is quite an eye-catching color and it brings your eyes to it. Like, oh, so that's what I'm meant to be focusing on for this moment. Like, what do I do?
Right.
A good example being, I'm just going to talk about this because I want to flex on you fuckers.
Here we
So in the latest Moose Knuckle video that I edited.
Okay, you work for a famous guy. We get it. I want a shout out too. Yeah.
So Moo and Brian are driving past a graveyard, and on Moo's POV, you wouldn't notice it. And as they're driving past, Brian says, look, there's Moo's channel. And then I was thinking, all right, then, let me go back through the frames and see what he's pointing out.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the graveyard itself. So what I do is to then draw attention to it instead of just zooming on it, because zooms are basic shit. They're quite easy to do. Everyone does them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But tracking that shit frame by frame so that everyone sees the exact marker where it is, highlighting it with graveyard.
Right.
It's in bright yellow text so everyone sees it with a nice black border around the text. Not only brings your eyes to it, but it helps people understand so that's what the joke's directed towards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that very simple change in the text that then, is the deciding factor, in my opinion, between a good video and, dare I say, a great video.
All right. Well, your flex stings a little, but it is quite.
I'm sorry.
It's quite the insightful demonstration of technique. So,
I'm not gonna mention any names, but I have seen so many people, not you guys, because you guys are quite humble about your editing. Yes, it's very good, but you're very humble about it.
yeah, mine fucking sucks, but I do it anyway.
Yeah, same.
Mine's decent. I always say it's decent, Always.
But then,
I never answer when somebody says it.
yeah, how's your editing? He just T-poses and walks away.
Yeah, that's me, bro. I just silent and I just fucking float away.
I'm picturing that in real time. Oh! Salmon, your editing sucks. Thanks. Oh!
Yeah, that's basically it.
I always say there's always room to improve. There's
always room. Yeah, I agree with that completely. There's still stuff I'm even learning today. I'm always learning something new. But as I was gonna say, I see too many people on platforms flexing about their editing.
Ooh.
I hate that. Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's cringe.
It's
like,
one
it's
thing.
like fucking. Oh, I'll let you talk.
It's one thing to be proud of your work,
Right.
but then it's another thing to then take something literally anyone can do
Yes.
if they put their mind to it, and then going, oh yeah, by the way, I'm the king of doing this.
Yes. I've made
God.
shit. I've made shit, and it's like, I'm happy I made it. I enjoy watching it. I hope others enjoy watching it. It's work that I can say I'm satisfied that I've created, but I don't say, oh, I'm a god of the industry, and I start, well, if I do say that, you can tell I'm joking, but I hate when people brag, and it's like, anything you can do, I could probably do it better, so quit bragging about it. It's like, if you're satisfied with the work, that's all you should need. You don't need to rub people's noses in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have whenever I send a clip of some well-tracked text or anything, a good example being my last Siege video I did, where I tracked in a three-dimensional space the text going around Smoke's head as he span around in all sorts of directions.
Right.
I sent that to a few group chats, and I was like, what do you guys think? And I had everyone who I sent it to was like, mate, that's really fucking good.
It's good shit.
I couldn't even dream of doing that. And I'm just thinking, it's nothing really.
It's not that hard.
It's quite easy. You just got to try and figure out what you want to do with it. It's nothing special. I appreciate the praise, but why?
I don't deserve compliments.
I honestly do think that too many people try to toot their own horn, and it's one of the reasons why I try to, I don't know,
Not.
keep not associate with so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many people that everyone's got mutuals with that I know, and I'll look at these people and I'll see the way that they brag, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't associate myself with that.
Stay away from me and my children.
Yeah, exactly. That's I was having staying away from my children. That brings me on to another point of conversation.
Okay.
Is kidnapping okay?
That's the question I was going to ask.
Only if you give them candy
Close.
first. Okay, what?
So, as we all know, this year's been a bit of a mess. I'm not going to say the word because YouTube doesn't seem to like that word.
Oh, you're talking about...
What do you mean? We're 30 minutes in. They don't care. They look at the first 10 minutes. You're fine. You can say it. They don't care.
Because of the illness that's going around.
Big Kevin. We're going to call him Big Kevin so we can at least say it and get away with it.
We'll call him Colin Vlad.
So, because of Big Kevin, everyone's been indoors a bit more, right? And everyone knows, and everyone's been relying a bit more on gaming. So this year's been quite a tense year for game developers and such to bring out something that really keeps people engaged and motivated through times like this.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
So, can we all just take a moment to talk about how shit this year's been for gaming?
Okay.
It's been quite arse, if I'm quite honest with you.
Yeah.
It's fucking sucked ass.
All right, I'll drop the bombshell everybody's waiting for. Cyberpunk blows.
I mean, it blow like
It looks
PlayStation have a
It's fucking trash. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna
PlayStation
put it
have
straight.
taken it off their store.
Yeah, I know. When I
Yeah.
saw that, I laughed. I'm like, this game. I didn't realize this game was announced 8 years ago. I didn't know that. I know it was just kind of like announced this year, that it was coming out this year, and everyone, I'd see it everywhere, and everybody loves John Wick, and I mean, who doesn't love Keanu Reeves? But there, it's like this is gonna be the next big thing. I didn't even know it was like an open world thing. I didn't know anything about this. I just heard it was the next top dog. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but I'm seeing glitches and stuff. And now everyone's complaining about it. The fact that this game's been announced for 8 years, and it's not that
It's just
great.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. They're giving people refunds. A $60 game, and people are getting refunds for
Yeah.
it, which is
Xbox
good.
are giving refunds. Fucking PlayStation's giving refunds. I'm waiting
Steam
for
was
Steam
going
to.
to, but they removed it because there's a lot of people on Steam.
Yeah.
There's too many people on Steam, and like PC they can probably improve it, but like Xbox and PlayStation,
It's stuck that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I know that's just one insult on the gaming industry, but it's
And there's too much dialogue. Holy
It was
fuck!
a big contender.
To be fair,
There's too much talking. There's too much
Oh,
talking. I can't do it. They keep talking. I'm just sitting there on my fucking space bar. Like, can move on, yo. There's too much talking.
Skipping, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you skip, you miss the story. So you're like, oh fuck, now I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
It's just been one of them really arse years. Like, there's only been one game this year that's come out that I've personally really enjoyed, but like everything else that's released has been honestly quite shit. Like,
I mean,
at the
yeah.
beginning of the year, like so many people were like, oh yeah, this year's gonna be big for gaming. We got Doom Eternal, we've got The Last of Us 2, we've got fucking Cyberpunk before it gets delayed again. And then I'm sat there and I'm thinking, yo, this year could actually be really good.
Nope.
And then when my expectations began to go downhill, and I know a lot of you, if you're watching or listening, are going to be very annoyed at this, but when I booted up Doom Eternal and I completed it, I was actually very let down.
Really?
I honestly really disliked it. Like, and before, anyone jumps on me and goes, Kieron, you're a bastard. You don't know what you're talking about. I really liked Doom 2016.
Yeah, I definitely think it was weaker than... I've played just the newer games. I definitely think it's weaker than 2016. When I played it, I still enjoyed it, I guess, enough because I'm not a huge Doom fan, so I guess it was the mindless fun for me, but it was quite lateral and whatnot, and it seemed like a little short. I don't know, it wasn't perfect.
That was my issue with it, actually, because, as you said, it was mindless fun, but it didn't feel like that for me. I wasn't playing on the hardest difficulty or the one below that. I was playing on just I think it would have been considered hard because then you got easy, medium, hard, veteran, and then insta kill mode, kind of thing.
Right.
So I was playing on hard, and it didn't feel difficult. It just felt tedious.
Yeah, there were a lot of fights where it's like you fight the same guys and they all have the same weak points, so you're just doing the same thing over and over until a new enemy gets unleashed.
I had a lot of that, and then it went from being mindless fun in Doom 2016 where you could just literally enter a room and then paint the fucking walls with every demon's genitalia and not worry about it.
Yeah.
To suddenly before you enter a room, you have to suddenly check how much ammo you've got, how much health you've got left, how much shields you've got left, so that you can plan out what you're gonna fucking do when you go in there. I'm thinking that's not Doom.
That's not the Doom I remember.
Yeah, it was
and
a
then,
lot more. Yeah, you didn't have a lot of ammo. You had to always get it from the monsters every round. And
yeah, and then on top of that, the overemphasis of a story.
Yeah,
too many cutscenes, too many breakneck stops. I'd be running through a map, killing everything, and then suddenly I'd walk into a room, it'd fade to black, and be like, the Doom Slayer came to my house and fucked my wife, and now I want him dead.
They were really trying to give... I mean, literally, he's the Doom guy, the Doom Slayer, and they're trying to, prove that he used to like be a demon and be a god, and he's a descendant of a god, and it's like all this like what if shit that no one cares about. It needs a simple plot. These are the guys you gotta fight. This is how you fight them, and this is what they're trying to do, and you need to stop it. That's literally all Doom needs.
You don't even need that. You just need, here's you, here's gun. That's bad guy. You know what to do next, right? Good boy. Have fun.
I mean, I think a minor plot isn't a bad idea. You needed to kill that con maker and stop her from waking up the fucking dog thing, whatever it even is.
The shoelace.
Yeah, whatever that goat thing is. And, I mean, for me, a game like that, if it was nothing but running around shooting and there was no story, I feel like I might honestly lose interest in it quicker. It should still be that mindless run around and just blow shit up fun, but I like that there is a minor structure to it. But yeah, the story for Eternal was a little too complex. Like, all those note entries, I didn't read anything about any character. I didn't care. So.
Neither did I. Yeah. I skipped every fucking cutscene.
I just collected that shit because I was supposed to, so...
Like I was talking to fucking some guy before it came out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm really looking to seeing what the story's like." And I said to him, "If it's got anything more of a story than just here's the bad guy, shoot it, and maybe listen here and there, I will honestly skip every fucking cutscene."
Yeah.
And then what does the game do? It opens on a fucking cutscene, and then there's another cutscene of him fucking grabbing his gun and then being like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Earth's been taken over by the demon population. You must do this and that so your fucking Walmart fucking discount doesn't expire." It's like, oh great, fucking, I don't care, cunt.
Yeah. I don't care.
And then Doom Eternal was just a fucking stepping stone for how bad this year was going to be in terms of gaming. Yeah. Because, let's face it, the biggest fucking flop of this year, well, apart from Cyberpunk. You know where I'm going with this. The Last of Us 2.
Yes! Thank you! I'm standing up right now. I don't care how good it looked. Look, I'll say it here. The graphics of that game were beautiful. Yes, it looked lovely. That's the only compliment I can give that game. I didn't even play the first game, but I watched several people play through the first game. It was a masterpiece, as they say. The story of The Last of Us 2 is one of the biggest gaming disappointments ever. You can say whatever you want. I can't take it. Literally, I didn't play this game. I didn't play the first one, but I watched people play through both of them. Oh my god, it is terrible, and we can say what we want about it because it's been out for so long, so we don't have to worry about spoiling what happens, I'm pretty sure, right?
Joel fucking dies.
I know. Okay, here's what I want to say about that point. I would be okay. I mean, it would suck, and he was the main character of the first game, but they said, "Oh, you're gonna be playing as Ellie," and it's like, that's fine. If Joel dies, that's okay. But he dies right in the begining for a stupid reason by a stupid villain, and the whole oh my god, I'm rolling right now. Like I'm hashtag raffle or whatever they say. Well, that's rolling on the floor loving. I'm rolling on the floor laughing at stupidity.
I think we struck a nerve.
Yeah, no, we struck a nerve. That I am so upset. I'm more upset than the people who actually play the game, and I find that weird. But he dies way too early. He knows the people are coming after him, and he still just tells random people what his name is. She doesn't even kill him. She tortures him for killing her dad. What is her name? Abby, that bitch.
Yeah, the refrigerator, the fridge bitch.
Yeah.
Nanomachine, son.
And so, okay, so the game is setting up a revenge story. You witness Joel die. It's really sad, kind of stupid. And so, as Ellie, you want to try and kill Abby. That's the plot of the game. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And then how does it end? You don't even fucking kill her.
Oh, dude, I want to scream when I saw what happened. It's so bad. Not only do you play as not only Ellie, but you play as Abby, and you have to complete quests as her to progress the game. I watched so many people suicide as her over and over because nobody wanted to play as that bitch, because I don't feel sorry for her, because it didn't let me build up her character. She just comes in, kills the guy we love in the first game, and now I'm expected to feel bad for her? No! Also, she does look like a man. That's not a problem. It's just that sex scene with her was really uncomfortable. But yeah, that's the biggest thing for me.
That's
the
true.
point of the game is it's a revenge story and how far someone is willing to go to get that revenge. You butcher people Ellie's a lesbian. That's fine. I like her
I swear to God, they only did that so they could like comply with 2020. So like, yeah, it's 2020. Everyone's equal. You know, you gotta keep it straight. Gotta keep everyone happy. You know, I feel like they just did that.
I'm okay with her having.
For this.
I'm okay with
I
her
don't give
having
a
a
fuck,
girlfriend.
dude.
I didn't like that sex scene. That cute little girl in the first game. Now she's just getting naked with another girl. I didn't need to see that. It's cool. She's got a girlfriend. I don't care that she's a lesbian. What bothers me is so she gives up her lover, basically, because she ditches her at the end. She loses her fingers, so she can't play the guitar. She butchers all these people, gives up basically her humanity to get revenge, and then in the last second goes, you know what? It's the best to turn the other cheek. So she gives up her life for revenge and doesn't even get it. We don't get a choice. I deserve a choice, okay?
I wish it was like you could choose.
Yeah, and people are like, well, it's a game. It's not a game built around choices. You know, it's not like The Walking Dead. I get that, but I'm sitting back down now. I can't stand anymore. How can you not?
Stand this shit.
If it's a revenge story, you can't just force the lesson of, oh, revenge isn't the best idea on people. You can't force that. You either have to let them commit or let the player make the decision to say, Ellie shouldn't be this cold-hearted killer. You know, you got to give them the decision. So then many people could watch Abby get her face bashed in because that's all I wanted. Okay, that's all I wanted. It's a terrible plot. Fight me on it if you want. It's a bad plot. Beautiful graphics, fighting mechanics are cool. Plot sucks. I've talked enough. You guys can say something now.
It really didn't deserve any of the awards it got. To be fair,
I can't believe it won awards for that.
like the fact that it won Game of the Year. All right.
I don't know how.
I'm going to get a bit heated about this one, right? But the Game Awards themselves, I felt were a bit fucked this year.
I didn't even watch them.
All right, so I spent about 4 hours watching it. I was up from midnight to about 4 a.m. watching that entire presentation.
Damn.
And, I can understand, if a game doesn't win, because, more people might have played the other thing and might have given it its votes. But there's one fucking game that got a vote and won that irked me more than anything. So, as you can tell, best RPG category. One of the candidates on there was the Yakuza Like a Dragon, the game that released in October.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very, very happy with that game. I loved it. It was honestly the only saving grace of this year's gaming industry, in my opinion. And then, what does it lose to? It loses to a game that's not even finished.
It lost to Cyberpunk?
Not quite. It lost to the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh.
And here's what irks me most about it, right? So, Yakuza was completed on launch. There was hardly any issues to fix. I think the only issue that there was, and anything that they added, was purely adding a thing on your HUD that let you know if opponents were weak to certain attacks.
Okay.
Final Fantasy,
Wow.
on the other hand, it released, and do you know what Final Fantasy VII released? It released a quarter of the original game for full price, and they're going to continue to do it with the rest of the parts.
What the hell's that
I don't know.
about?
Basically, so when the original Final Fantasy VII came out, it came out on 5 separate discs that came in the same case.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
That's how big it was. But now, Square Enix have released the first part as its own standalone title. And because, it ends on a cliffhanger, they're going to release the second part, the third part, the fourth part, and the fifth part, all for full price, meaning that you're gonna have to pay $250 fucking to play a full fucking game. So when you put that into account, that it's not even complete, and you have to pay that much to even get the end of the story, and then you compare that to a game that was completed on launch, offered 50 plus side quests, a main story that was actually quite emotionally impacting, and you compare it to that, it's like shit. How did that piece of shit win?
Right. Oh, so the Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't the full game. It's actually part 1 of 5 parts.
Yeah, and they're going to release each part for full price.
Oh, okay, because I don't know a lot about the Final Fantasy. I have a friend who's really into it, but I don't know a lot about it. I know there's different protagonists, and 7 is the only one that has, what's his name? Cloud, right?
Cloud Strife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the only main thing I know is that it's Cloud, and the main villain is that Sephiroth guy, right?
Yeah.
And I know it has that iconic scene where he kills.
That wasn't even shown.
I know, I know, but I know the original game has that iconic scene, right, where he kills her and you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, because I know it's not in it. They like show like a flashback or like a premonition that he does it or something to her. And I watched like reactions to that. Does that mean it's still gonna happen, or they're not committing to that part now? Because that's like the iconic part of that game. So
due to the fact that it literally ends with Sephiroth leaving the city in a way that he didn't in the original game, and basically breaking the fabric of reality, I don't think they will. In fact, they're going to take this remake and go, hey, by the way, see that original?
Yeah, it sounds like she'll be more of an actual love interest than just a tragic death. But anyway, I was wondering, because I wanted to see that scene in the fancy graphics, and I guess it's sadly... I know people don't want her to die, but at the same time, it's like it happens in the real game.
The way I see it, if a character dies in the original, it should happen in the remake as well.
I mean, yeah, look at Brad. What's his name? Brad from Resident Evil 3. He died. That nothing character.
Yeah.
That's a joke. Anyways.
I was like, actually, that's another game I was quite disappointed with this year. Resident Evil 3.
Did that come out this year? I don't even remember. This year
Didn't
feels like it's
play
been
it.
going on forever.
It came out. It came out about 17 days before Doom Eternal.
Oh, because I know I played it. I can't believe I bought that frickin' game. It got me I beat it in 4 hours, which I guess, according to people, that's how long it was in the original game. But
yeah, that's apparently so. But like at the same time, it just felt a bit lackluster to me.
And I was scared to play this game because I heard about the original where Nemesis, other than a couple forced events, could just show up out of the blue, and he almost never does that in this game. So
yeah.
It was, I was like, this doesn't feel like the game that people say is a contender for the best Resident Evil game ever. So
yeah,
it was, that one was disappointing. I ended up grinding in it just for the fun of it, but at that point it just got really easy for me. I was able to purchase the rocket launcher and just run around blasting everybody. So
oh, brilliant!
And then I beat it on like max difficulty with the rocket launcher. It was quite fun. We don't have to go into detail about this one because we're talking about bad games of 2020. I'll say Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've been playing the shit out of that game, and I feel like it's not really a worthy contender of being like an amazing game, but I don't believe it's a bad one. I believe it's actually one of the better Assassin's Creed games. It just doesn't have a very solid plot, it feels. But I'm not that far into it, but I've been playing it. It's really fun. It just kind of got overlooked, I feel, so I'll say that.
I personally stopped playing Assassin's Creed when Origins came out.
Oh.
Because it all fell into that same shit of, oh yeah, by the way, welcome to Blizzard's new World of Warcraft expansion, Assassin's Creed, where you gotta level up to kill the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that's not Assassin's Creed. That's some shit Ubisoft's pulling out their ass. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's very grindy. I guess it's expansive enough for me to enjoy it. So I'm not going to say it's like, oh, it's amazing, but I won't say, oh, it's like another shit game of 2020. It's fun enough. For me, I don't even care about the plot really. It's more just Viking simulator for me, and I like the Norse aspect to it. I guess that's it, because you're like you're raiding camps and pillaging gold, and you don't get to rape. Sorry, salmon. But
it's all right.
He's laughing at that. I guess we can all agree. Let's be honest. The only winner game-wise of 2020 is Among Us.
Yakuza.
They made so much money this year.
Yeah. Okay,
Holy shit.
Kieron, I know you love Yakuza, but I'm just saying we had Minecraft, then Fortnite, then kind of Minecraft again is like the game that everybody played, and now it's Among Us.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
It's kind of dying now. I feel like not many people are playing it anymore. Like usually you'd look on Twitch and every single streamer will be like Among Us. Now it's like a few of them.
Now the new top game is Just Chatting.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you guys hear about the fact that Pornhub deleted over fucking God knows how many videos of their platform?
Wait, I have actually. Hold on. I have a saved link. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, if it's from an unverified channel, it might be taken down.
Hold on. I am checking.
Well, he's finding that. Yeah, I didn't read like the whole article, but I heard they had like 18 million. I told my mom this. They had 18 million videos, and that's like
it was
a crazy
13
number.
million, yeah.
And then they got rid of most.
It's like down to 3 million now.
Yeah, they're saying, some videos are coming back because they're trying to clarify. I don't know. I want Sam to actually find this link because I don't know what the legal problem is or why they're doing it. But yeah, all the
all right. So long story short, the reason that so many videos got taken down is due to the fact that with a lot of these unverified channels, like you get like the verified channels like Johnny Sins and such, whose content will still stay up, but then you'll get the unverified channels that are illegally redistributing content from other channels or stuff, like full videos that you'd originally have to pay to see, but then people are then profiting off of this.
So when Daddy's Cock Turns Me Gay is on, when you see that 3 times over, that's a problem, huh?
Yes, exactly. And then you get the fact that there was a lot, and I'm talking a lot of non-consensual stuff on there, the professional non-consensual stuff, like, oh my god, stepbrother, I'm stuck. That's one thing.
Okay, yeah, I always hear about that of like, oh, I feel so bad for the girls that look like they're so drugged up they don't even know where they are. Like, I've heard about that shit, right?
Yeah, that stuff is also the stuff that they've had to take down from unverified accounts as well. But then on top of that, due to how many videos there was also a very large amount of minors.
Ooh.
So we're talking about girls under the age of 18 who are being exploited and then put on this platform.
Good Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, thank God. I haven't seen any of that. So
thank God, I know.
Did you get the link?
No, it's gone, man. It's fucking gone. It's fucking gone.
They're covering it up. It's a conspiracy on porn.
I'm so depressed. That was like the one premium, like the one, the vibes, the one you always go back to. That's gone.
I need the chef's kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. Gone. You meant a link to a porn video?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant a link to an article about why this was happening. I didn't know you meant a video the whole time.
No. It's
gone.
Probably
check as well.
I saw them. Shit. I was on Reddit and I was reading from a post. It made me lose it. Just someone's like, they sounded so upset in this post. It's just like, yeah, I know. It's really sad. A lot of my favorite videos have been taken down, and it just made me laugh because it's like people. Man. It's like. 2020 is so sad. People are making a big deal about a porn server going down. Everyone's like, I guess I'm moving to X videos because at least they kept all their content.
Or maybe she's there. Hold on, I need to re-Google.
I like how he said maybe she's there. Salmon gives 0 fucks right now. Actually, Salmon cares about all the fucks right now if we're talking about porn, so...
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, 2020 is a bit of a wild year. I'm glad that it's coming to a close.
Yeah, I was on the I was just listening to the Pillarmen theme from JoJo because it's
Awaken.
Yeah, it's such a good beat. And all the comments are just me and my boys when we do good on the test, and they just quote, quotation marks or whatever, and then it's the music. My favorite
Awaken my masters.
A lot of them are, awaken my masters. Ooh, that was actually pretty good. I've been working on my voice acting. What? No, I haven't gotten there yet. No.
Please.
A lot of the comments are about 2020, and so it's like when 2020's ending, and then it goes December 22nd or 32nd, 33rd, and 34th. It's like that shit. It's like when 2020's over, 2021. Yeah, it's just like everybody's doing that, and it's like, can we just hope 2020's the only super bad year, and we're just moving on to better things? Like, let's not get all negative until.
Imagine 2021 is even worse.
Salmon, stop it. No.
2021 can't be worse because of one amazing thing.
Vaccines.
Yakuza 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, they're
all coming to PC and console. 2021 is going to be the best fucking year, and I swear to God, I'm going to beat my fucking dick daily until they're out. Fuck Pornhub. I've got my man, Kazuma Kiryu, waiting.
Oh, that's good. Oh, man. I apologize for that outburst, but that was funny.
So,
I was going to say, speaking of beating your dick, I was just going to say, me and a lot of people, this was like a Twitter discussion thing. A lot of people are in agreement that I don't really watch porn, but I'm just in agreement because I've heard I have friends who watch. What?
I read porn.
Oh, you yeah, those fanfics are nice.
I use the fucking braille when I watch a video. I just hold my hand over his braille.
Oh God, Sabin.
Oh my God, I don't read it. I feel it.
Oh, King, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say it seems like a lot of people are in agreement that a lot of porn is really bad because it's always the same. It's like, I don't like it because you could tell it's always staged. And I have like friends who watch it, and it seems like it kind of makes sense. They say it's like, some people say they like plot. Yeah, and a lot of people prefer like amateur stuff, I guess, because it's like that's a category, right? Amateur, because they don't like the professional feel to it, where it's just like, oh, step bro. Other than the memes, they don't like that it's like so fake, and it's like they're like, it's literally like, hey, welcome to my house, and then it cuts to them naked and already doing it, and it's like a lot of people are like, where's the foreplay? Where's the stripping? And I don't know. I didn't mean to get into all this.
It's about finding the middle ground.
Well, it's like, yeah, people kind of watch it because they want to they want to almost experience it themselves. I think that's kind of what porn has become. It's like when people can't, of course, if people can't experience sex themselves, they like to almost not put themselves in the situation that they're watching, but almost like see someone else's real experience. And so when it's just,
I would love to be Mia Khalifa.
So when it's just some tiny like squeaky girl and some giant, Jerome black guy doing it for 5 minutes, and you can tell there's like no passion, I kind of understand why people don't like it. So it's like they prefer when it's more like, like if an actual couple's uploading their shit or whatever. If I was in a relationship, I would never upload that. I think that's disturbing, but okay.
I put the URL somewhere in one of my own videos and see my viewers try and find it.
Doesn't Oatmeal upload videos on Pornhub?
Yeah, he did try to find more of an audience.
Yeah, he uploaded gamer videos on Pornhub. I thought about it, but if my mom ever caught that, then he probably did because he's not verified. So now I gotta ask him.
There's a verified Master Oogway.
I know, it's brilliant. There's also there's a lot of weird verified accounts.
Sam is just scrolling on porn. Did you find on X videos the video you were looking for?
No, it's gone. Everything's gone.
It's gone for good.
You either have to know who's in it.
Next time I find it, I'm screen recording it.
Oh, please do, my friend.
Gross. Anyway, so should we talk about like one little subject before we end off? I feel weird ending off on porn.
Yeah, go on then. What you was going to end off? Because I was going to end off on asking you guys how you hope 2021 was going to go.
Oh, how do I hope it's going to go?
Yeah.
I hope it's better. I don't want to get into politics, but I hope the political situation in America gets resolved peacefully and we can move on from that. We can move on I hope the world can move on from this illness, and we can, I hope the vaccines work and we can just start rebuilding society and get back to normal. There's so much negativity in the world, and people just keep opening up excuse me, I'm sorry, these cans of worms. See, I'm burping because that's how disgusted I am. People are just, they don't want to have discussions. They just want to have argue, and it's their way or no way. And, people, instead of saying bless you, people are saying F you, and it's really sad what, I always say, I always used to joke, dogs are better than people, but, honestly, most of humanity just fucking blows. I mean, that's why I like what we do, because we're trying to, like Kieron said earlier, just make people happy, make them feel the way the guys we watch make us feel. Try and brighten someone's day, because it's so dreary, and I just, I want people to laugh. I want us to come together as humans, and I don't mean to get all Dalai Lama on you here, but it's like I want 2021 to be the start of the next decade of bettering society to at least some extent. That's me.
Well, thank you everyone for coming out to the Gentlemen's Club podcast. We're sorry that 50 wasn't here today. I I've been Kieron. These are my two gracious co-hosts, King and Salmon. I hope you all enjoyed today's podcast, and we hope to see you next week. Remember, links will be down below to our individual channels, so if you feel like checking us out, please do. Have a lovely evening.
I'm stuck, bro. I need help. Please, please send help.
We spent all
Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you all next week.
Goodbye.
See you later.